Hey guys, welcome back to Olivia's Grad Life, where I share my life as a media psychology graduate student here at Penn State University. So life has been super crazy lately. I have not been vlogging. Vlogging takes a lot of time and time to edit, and I love doing it, but it's just been really hectic the past couple of weeks. And so today I thought I would do like a life update, what's going on so far, how classes are going, how being in a research lab is going, and how I'm liking living in Pennsylvania for the first time. So as far as classes go, they have been hectic and crazy, and this week I was like, oh yay, everything's gonna kind of die down, but there's a lot of things I have to do actually in the next like 5 days, so I just can't wait till it's like next Thursday afternoon, which is sad because the day I'm filming this, it's Friday right now. So the next couple days are gonna be insane. So for those of you who don't know, I am doing the Media Studies Master's program here at Penn State. So it's in the College of Communications, but I'm on a quantitative track. I don't want to say track because they don't have like, this is if you're quantitative, this is if you're qualitative. These are the classes you take. But just the classes I'm taking are more quantitative based, so a research methods class, media effects, and then a class that all PhD and master students have to take. There's like a 1-unit class, and then there's a 3-unit class for the incoming master's students. So the class for master students is really great. We get to learn about different journals and conferences, and this next week we're gonna learn about the master's thesis and what it is and how to write it and how long it takes and all of that stuff. So we're actually having students come in who did their master's and are now working on their PhD at Penn State, so they can like tell us what the process is like. So I really like that class because it's like an intro to grad school. We get to learn what's going on in grad school. So that's a really enjoyable class. But what's interesting is half of the students are more, I would say, qualitative than quantitative. And so like 2 weeks ago, our professor was like, oh, how's the semester going? And all of the more like qualitative people were like, oh, it's been so not easy, but they're like, oh, it's been like pretty easy going so far. Like I think everything's gonna start hiking up the last couple weeks, like once we get closer to finals. And me and Maggie looked at each other and I looked at the professor and we were like, we're currently in week 3 of 5 of Crazy Town, and once it gets through that, that's when it dies down for us, because right now like our heads are spinning like there's so much to do. So yeah, it's very different depending on what classes you're in, but there have been students who have told me that your first semester is the hardest semester, just because the research methods class we take is incredibly intense. There's a lot of work. It should definitely be worth way more than 3 units. But once we get through this, I guess it's a little less hectic and like feel like you're running around with the chicken with your head cut off. So if you watched my video after my very first week of classes, I talk about how I felt, I don't remember exactly the words I said, but basically in my media effects class, we have master students and PhD students from a lot of different areas, and there's only me and one other person who's a first-year master student in it. And so everyone else just seems to know what's going on, know what they're doing. For a while I started feeling like good again, like, I don't know, like yeah, I'm familiar with this stuff, I've like kind of heard of it, and now I'm back to like, wow, these people like know what's going on, like it's the back of their hand, like they're just talking about this stuff as if it's stuff they've known forever, like the sky is blue, the earth travels around the sun, like that's how they're talking about these theories like they've known them forever, and I'm still learning them, so I'm back to feeling like, oh my gosh, I know nothing, like how am I gonna get to that level where I know all of this stuff? But yeah, we've got a project for that class, so like our big like end of term paper. And so we did like our rough draft, and she said, if this is something you're interested in, because at the end I was like, ideally I'd love to do this as a longitudinal study, not as like a single like cross-sectional survey, and this is what I would do. And she goes, if you're passionate about that, that could be a potential thesis topic. And then in my research methods class, we're done with the midterm, we're done with our explication, and so now we're working on a group project. And so I actually met with my group and with our professor earlier today, and we went over the different survey questions, because we're designing a Qualtrics survey that some undergrads are going to take. That's going to be our participant pool. And I feel really good about it. I was feeling nervous about it, but now that we've actually got like words on a sheet of paper, we talked to our professor, we are going to adjust some things, I feel really good about it. So we're making the Qualtrics survey, we're gonna input everything today, kind of pre-test it over the weekend, and hopefully get it launched this next week. So next I'll talk about being a TA. So that's going pretty well. I have the same assignment for next semester, so I'm a TA for a lower division journalism class. I attend class, and then they have lots of extra credit events that they go to, or yeah, like when speakers come on campus, we offer as an extra credit event, and so students can come and listen and they get extra credit for it. So for this TA position, there hasn't been a lot of grading, I haven't had office hours, I haven't like given review sessions or anything. It's just been a lot of outside of class time attending events, which some weeks is fine, but other weeks when it's like, oh my gosh, I have a midterm and a project and this and that, plus now I need to do 14 hours worth of TA stuff this week. It's difficult. Like, I'm still learning how to like balance everything, because yeah, like some weeks there's literally only 3 hours of TA stuff, and then other weeks there's like 10+ hours of TA stuff. And of course it always falls on weeks when it's like, you know, my classes are busy too. So I'm not complaining about it, I'm just saying like that's kind of what my TA position is right now. And I just want to make this clear real quick too, if you're watching this and like maybe you want to go to Penn State or do grad school and you want to know what it's like, this is just my experience. So there are other people who are taking the same classes, but they're a TA for a different class, and so they have a completely different experience with that. So anything I say, just take it with a grain of salt, whether it's a good thing or you see it as like a negative thing. Yeah, it's just my experience. And then being in a research lab, so I'm in a research group, and okay, so there's this communications conference called ICA, International Communications Association. I believe it's in April, but the deadline for extended abstracts is due November 1st, which is this week. And so the research lab I'm working in, we did a pilot study, and so we're gonna submit like an extended abstract for that to the conference. And so that's the other thing that's been taking so much time too. It's like when I have all this stuff, and then TA stuff takes all my evenings, and then there's been like research meetings like taking up my mornings and other afternoons as well, which again isn't like a bad thing. It's just like, wow, I'm really busy. And then in the research lab, so the main like senior student, I guess, she's a third year PhD student, she is doing a study with another girl, and it's on body image. And so my explication was on body dissatisfaction. My project for my media effects class, that might be my thesis project, is on body image and body dissatisfaction as well. And then they're doing a research project on body dissatisfaction. And so they're like, hey, do you want to join in on this? And I'm like, might as well, because all this stuff is really fresh in my brain. So yeah, I feel like I can contribute. And so that's been really cool, because I'm at this process like since sort of the beginning. So I actually got to review like the IRB paperwork before we submitted that, which is something that I've like never seen before. And I didn't realize that IRB paperwork is like 23 pages. And if you're not in the social sciences or science, the IRB is the Institutional Review Board. So before you actually conduct a study, you have to get it with like human subjects, you have to get it approved through your university's like institution to make sure that there's going to be no harm to subjects, make sure it's ethical, that you're paying subjects enough, all of that. And then if you do research with like animals, you have to go through IACUC, which is like the animal version of the IRB. So yeah, I've never been involved with like the IRB process, so that was really cool getting to review that. I added a couple of scales. I think our like the senior student like leading it, I think she just put everything in a Qualtrics survey so we can run that. And then I have to figure out if I'm supposed to help put an extended abstract together for that to submit on Thursday. But I'm like so excited about that project. So even though it is like taking time, it's something that I'm really interested in and something that I really like, and I feel like I'm getting a lot of skills from it. So yeah, it's going pretty good as well. And lastly, to update you on like Pennsylvania and how I like State College. Again, for those of you who don't know, I'm from California. So I'm from Northern California. I went to college there. And then the only time I haven't lived there is when I've been working in Orlando, Florida. So you can imagine that the fact that I have to use my heater in October is wild to me. The weather here has been so weird. It's been the rainiest summer in all of history, and then because it was so warm and humid like through September, maybe even partially into October, it was like one day it was 85 degrees and humid, and the next day it was 55 degrees. We didn't have 70s, we didn't have 60s, it went right to that. And then we had that for a week, then we had 40s for a week, and now next week it's gonna be raining again and 50s all week. So I did have to go to Macy's and purchase a coat because I didn't own one. So now I have a nice coat for if it's like 40, 50 degrees out, and then I have separately like a bigger snow coat for when it's actually like freezing and snowing outside. But because it was so hot and rainy, the leaves still like haven't quite reached peak fall yet. So they're like finally starting to turn like orange. Some of them are, but I'm wondering like all these green trees that I see, are they gonna turn orange, or are they just gonna like die and not turn a color? So a little disappointed with fall, to be honest with you, but I really do like living in State College. There is everything that I personally need in terms of grocery stores. I will say that I have been missing home lately for random things, like I want In-N-Out burger, I want a piece of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, I would like to see my dog, I would like to see an area that's flat. Because it's not flat here. There's trees everywhere, and it's hilly, and it's curvy, and I mean that's like it's fine, it's a good thing, getting used to it, but it's like just, it's not what my home is like, and so I'm just like missing home a little bit right now. But it'll be fine. I'm not going home for Thanksgiving, but I am going home for Christmas. It's expensive to fly out of the airport at State College. Like, it's really expensive, and it's not worth it like driving to Pittsburgh or anything, or taking the bus to Pittsburgh. No, that's too far. That ruins the whole like convenience factor of having an airport like 5 minutes down the road. But again, I like it. I really love everyone who actually works here at Penn State. It's like all the faculty members, all the students. Everyone is so nice and friendly, and so that's really, really nice. That's the kind of environment that I really love to be in. So I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, now it's just really, I have some group projects and bigger projects that I'm working on. And then the semester will be over soon, which is insane because this is like the fastest that 10 weeks has ever flown by, ever. But yeah, another 5 weeks. Well, Thanksgiving in there and then finals, but then we're gonna be done. I'm so happy, and my battery is about to die. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, my little mid-semester update. Let me know how your semester is going down in the comments below. Also, let me know if you have any tips on how to keep a good work-life balance or things that you do for relaxation. I've been so busy lately that like I haven't been able to go for walks and things like that, which has kind of sucked. But again, if you guys have any tips for that stuff, please leave it below because I want to know. I know everyone also wants to know, because if you're watching it, there's a good chance you're a serious student, and you probably need help with that too, because school is hard and balancing stuff is hard. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give a big thumbs up if you did. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Let me know if there's any specific content you want to see down in the comments below. I will see you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye.